Welcome back to the Foot Soldiers podcast. As always, I'm Luke. I'm joined once again by Conrad. We're talking to you the day after Cavalry lose 2-1 in Winnipeg to Valor, which was their second consecutive loss since we last recorded, having also lost 1-0 away to York on the weekend. In that time, Cavalry also picked up 2 red cards, with Ali Mousset and Gauthier Antigny currently being suspended, likely for 3 games, but we'll have to see confirmation on Antigny. I think it is confirmed for Mousset. So I think we'll start with the York game. What'd you think of that one, Conrad?
Oh boy, dark arts, I think, was how it's been described many times. And boy, oh boy, Cavalry did not look like a team that had 64% of the possession.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps this is less of a credit to the team against York and more of a detriment to how the team's been recently. But I actually think the team looked better against York than they had done in recent weeks. It's obviously going to be overshadowed by the result and by the incident that we'll talk about later. But I do think that compared to they took a lot of shots, which is more than we've seen recently. And Antigny looked good.
Yeah, they took 26 total shots in a game where you didn't have Toby Warshevsky in your starting 11. Yeah, and for a game where you had an XG of, at least by what I'm looking at, a 2.83, the fact that none of them go in is it's football, baby. It's as you said, a better game than the results would attribute to the Cavs.
Yeah, I really think it was a game in which they were defeated by good goalkeeping on York's side. Obviously, he was man of the match, which I don't think anyone can complain with. They were defeated by refereeing, which we'll get into in a little bit here, but they were also just defeated by just a momentary lapse in the defense by Callum Montgomery, which is unfortunate. And you would hope that the team would pick him up from that, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately. So the goal.
But as we said, they had chances, and
yep.
As I was saying in the stands, like, this is Gauthier Antigny, who's been here for, let's call it, maybe 4 days, being slotted into a number 9 position, and you could tell every time there was a training ground routine, whether that be a corner or a free kick, Nick Ledgerwood was at the top of the coaching box telling Gauthier where to go. Because he was with Cavalry just over a year ago, things have changed a lot since then. So on 4 days, I think him and Salouf, who came on as a substitute in the 65th, both looked good for new additions.
Yeah, I was really happy with how Antigny looked up top. I thought he brought a lot of energy, a lot of spark. Again, he's not really a true number 9. Obviously, you in an ideal world, you'd play him on the wing or more in the number 10 role. But I thought he was pretty good top. He was, like I said, bringing a lot of energy and stuff. Obviously, we're not going to have him for a couple games, as we'll get into it a little bit. Then the goal York scored by, what's his name? Julian Altobelli. Celebrated his goal by just taunting us, which is always great to see. All I'm going to say about that is that you would never see a player taunting the York supporter section when you go to York. You only do it if you're adult.
What supporters section? We had more fans in our supporters section than they've had all season.
Yeah, there we go. It was a great crowd on Saturday, I thought. The grandstand was packed. The supporters section was pretty busy.
Big shout out to that zoo game. Apparently that's what it takes to bring some of the fans and their kids out. Yeah,
who knew Calgarians loved animals so much? Unfortunately, I did not get one of those limited edition Calgary Zoo posters, but I'm sure all who did would have enjoyed it. But yeah, unfortunately, the big crowd that came out for that game was kind of let down there. Again, the Callum Montgomery mistake that led to the goal is not great, not really what you want to see. But I do think, by and large, the lineup that game was good. I think it was good to take Toby out of the fire for a game. Again, it's weird recording this when we've played 2 games since, talking about the York game. I do think at the time that was a good decision to take him out of the lineup. I think Gerasmankov at left wing looked a lot better than he did at left back. I think Field looked really good in that left back role.
I think Tom Field's been one of the better players in these 2 losses. Am I crazy in saying that?
No, I definitely agree there. He's definitely, he's not been a liability at all, I would think. He's been just quietly solid on the left side. None of what's gone wrong has really gone through him.
Well, and then we also, I think we've said this for a few weeks now, we're starting to see the coming out party for Max Peepgrass.
Yeah.
In a role that is vacated by an injury to Shamit Shom. And I don't know, does Tommy feel that Max is a 80-minute player and just can't go the whole way? But Max has been a very solid central defensive midfielder. And you got to remember, this is a young athlete who still has lots of room to grow. Hopefully with Cavalry and not with Cape Breton University. He's 21 out there. Like, we have to remember that as fans. Like, he's still one of those younger guys out there. And it's unfortunate the next year he won't count towards our U21 minutes. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Well, it's unfortunate he might not be here in 2 weeks. Once August 15th passes and he goes back to Cape Breton.
I have a feeling it might be a similar situation as what happened with what's his name? Long flowing hair. Moroniak, yeah. Where you're on the U Sports contract until the U Sports season starts, and then you're on a full deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if that gets done, that would be like almost as good as bringing in a new player in the transfer window, to be honest. Because yeah, like we said, he's been such a revelation in midfield. I think, I mean, obviously with Shamit Shomout, he's been our best midfielder for the past few games. Yeah, he's just been very. Sorry, go ahead.
And we keep hearing Baldissimo's close, but hasn't been on the bench in either of these matches either. So
was he not on the bench yesterday?
Not from what I'm seeing.
No, he was on the bench. He just didn't come off. So that's probably a case where, like, if they really needed him, they could have, but they didn't want to push it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he wasn't on the bench on Saturday against York. We did have Bradley Camden on the bench in that game, but then didn't come off the bench and then missed the game to Valor, which is obviously not great. Ayman Salouf off the bench, I think looked pretty good. The new signing. That's true. We haven't recorded since we signed Salouf.
Yes.
Could be. I mean, again, we're now really logged in at we have a lot of a bit of a logjam at the forward position, but I think he can bring something a little bit different than what the other forwards have.
And a little bit more experience too in this league.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of the forwards we have now, like look at guys like Jay Herman, Mile Laurie, Gauthier Intigny, Gareth Smenkov, if you want to count him in that group. Like, they're all still very young, so I think it's good to have someone like Salouf who has shown that he at least can be good in this league. He has been good in this league at one point in the past.
And had a heck of a stinging shot in the first minute against Valor too. Yeah,
he did. That was something, or if that had gone in. Yeah, like, to be honest, I don't think I have a ton left to say about the York game beyond obviously the refereeing. I think we should have.
I think that's where we have to go now and talk about the end of how that match was played.
And just for the listeners, for the people, we're going to separate the conversations of the incidents in the York game and the incidents in the Valor game, just because when we talk about the Valor game, like, I'm probably going to fully crash out. So I think we're going to save that one till the end. We'll start with the York game one here, which was less... we'll just get into it. So the referee missed a penalty call. I think it was a fairly clear penalty. I don't remember what the minute was, but...
Yeah, the Oswaldo Leon tackle, it had to be in the probably 88th minute.
Yeah, well, the tackle on the one that should have been a red card, the tackle on Tigny, that was the 75th minute. And, like, I've seen that clip back several times. I don't, for the life of me, I think that's the most stonewall red card you'll ever see. Like, his studs were out, it was into his ankles, and the ball was gone. And the ref just gives him a yellow. And it seems to be the case that Antigny, at least in his 2 games he's played so far, we'll talk again about the Valor game later, he's not getting those calls. Because that happened a couple other times, right, where I felt he was fouled and just nothing happened. So I don't know if that's a reputation he has or if that's just, I'm not sure what's going on there. But
and for a fan base that says we flop around on the ground a lot, I was thinking that I was going to go back and watch that match all over again because I wanted to count the number of times that Elijah Adekube was on the ground in that match.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pissed off at Adekube right now, to be honest. Both of his well, he did learn from the best, so can't really fault him for that one, but especially like kind of the antics that happened after the match. So for those who didn't see the match at the full time, I didn't even really see how the brawl kicked off, but there was a brawl that ensued mainly around Oswaldo Leon. Obviously, the Cavalry players, I think, rightly feel he should not have been in the stadium. Musi kind of gave him a bit of a shove and got a red card for it, which I'm just going to say that I think of all the people in that, Musi would not even be in my top 3 people to give a red card to for that incident.
No. Tobias Warshevsky chasing Leon towards the locker rooms, I think was more egregious.
I mean, I think Tommy probably deserved a red card more than him, to be honest, too. Like, he was like getting in people's fucking, like, getting into the faces too there. Which, like, I don't necessarily have as much of a problem with that as other people might, because like the referee, if the referee's not going to do shit to protect your new signing, I think it's important that you stand up for your teammates and send a message right away that that's not okay. And obviously you don't want to get a red card for that and potentially damage the team in the long run. But I think some kind of like retaliation after the game is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like they certainly showed more fight in that than they did throughout much of the game. So
yeah, and we've talked about the void of leadership in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that did. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that plays into this too, like not being able to have cooler heads to avoid that red while still standing your ground, or to have someone like Charlie Trafford who knows he can take a yellow and make a Brexit tackle but keep it within the rules of the game. I keep coming back to it, like, how much do we miss Charlie Trafford? Like, I know sometimes, not necessarily from the Foot Soldiers group, but from other groups around us, there was moans and groans about seeing Charlie Trafford in the lineup with his one functioning ankle. But, like, he provided value in so many matches. Like, obviously, his reputation still is the red card in Mexico. Like,
well, the red card got overturned.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he would definitely miss him. Like again, not just for his like skills on the pitch, but for his like the intangible leadership he brought off the pitch. And again, like you're right. You would really rather not be guys like Ali Musi and Toby Waszewski to the ones potentially risking getting a red card, but like no one else in that moment was stepping up. And like for Musi, who again for much of the game, like I think a lot of the fans, like I saw people saying this, like they were saying they're not too sad to see him suspended because he hasn't been bringing a lot positive to the team recently.
Oh man, like when you're in your final 10 minutes trying to push for a goal to draw level,
yeah,
and you can't run down a 50-50 ball, you jog into it. Like that's, I understand you've played 90 or 80 minutes of football to this point. Your lungs are probably burning, but that's the one time you should be sprinting and not caring about how your cardiovascular system is. Yeah,
I agree. But again, just like back to the leadership point, it was like watching that clip back, it was pretty jarring to me actually. Like you see Elijah Adekugbe, who's obviously York's captain. You know, if Musi got a red card, you could certainly make a case that he deserved a red card too for that. But like that's your captain standing up for your teammates and getting involved in everything. And meanwhile, our captain is just standing off to the side in the corner, just hanging out. And like I obviously don't want to rag on Marco too much. But like I think I would like to see the captain of my club like doing more to stand up for his teammates, right?
Yeah, and it's not even that he's a keeper. We saw this with Canada with I can't remember his name now. The keeper that's no
well, you see it with Valor with Jimenez.
Sweatpants, yeah.
Right, like Val is backup goalkeeper. We'll get into this later, but like, sorry, I don't want to talk about that now. Yeah, but it's not a keeper thing. You're right. It was Borjan Sweatpants who did that all the time for Canada.
Sweatpants, yeah. And it's whether that's him standing up or pulling players that are getting too hot-headed away from these brawls. Like,
yeah, well, like I like to make the comparison. Like in baseball, you'll often see like if a manager can tell like their star player is about to get ejected, like they'll just like fucking step in and you get them out of that situation, and you know potentially risk getting ejected. Which obviously you don't want Marco to get a red card. Again, but like I would like to see more leadership from the captain of our club to again like remove players like Ali Musi and Toby from these situations where they could potentially risk long-term suspensions. And I did see, Musi's now been given a 3-match ban. I think we were appealing it. It's not going to go anywhere, obviously, but
yeah,
like I still think that he was not. I think the referee just wanted to send someone off, and he just happened to be the first one he saw.
I don't think you're wrong in that.
Well, because the Toby thing was after.
Yes, 100%. But like, it's hard. Like, I don't understand some of the reffing decisions in this league.
No, and the referee, I don't remember who was refereeing the York game, but it was like someone who I think was somewhat experienced. I could just be making that up, but
yeah, it would for the York it was Fabrizio Stellasola.
Okay,
was your head ref.
I don't know that name, which is probably a good sign. Well, I do now.
Yeah,
and I'm just googling him here.
And it was Soltani who was the ref.
Well, in the Valor game, there was
in Valor.
Well, we'll get into this, but they're saying that was his first ever time reffing a CPL match. So, in the Valor game. Yeah, Stetsola is he's an experienced referee.
And we had an experienced fourth official in both of the matches, Yusri Rudolph.
Oh God!
Who did nothing. Shocking.
Yeah,
it seems like it's every time that one of the refs gets on the bad side of the foot shoulders, they just become fourth officials. Yusri, Alan, or Elaine, I guess.
Yeah.
Just go be a fourth. Go sit by the table.
Yeah, to control Tommy a little bit. Yeah, it was. I think it's probably enough. Like, there's not really a lot more to say about the York game.
Yeah, I don't know how it wasn't reciprocal Reds in this situation too, though. Like,
and
there's
even they have done this in the past, really, like retroactively given out suspensions for stuff, and none of that's happening here. Like, I don't understand how we can live in a world where Ali Musi gets a 3-match ban and Oswaldo Leon gets a strongly worded letter.
Or another guy I saw get into that was Luke Singh, the former, or as I was yelling at him, TFC dropout.
Yeah.
Like, he was involved as well. Like, I don't know.
And again, like, it's a shame that the post match. I don't know, the brawl, I guess is the term. The post match brawl and the loss obviously overshadowed what could have been a step in the right direction.
And I don't know if it put the wheels in reverse for going into the game at York.
No,
at Valor.
At Valor, yeah, which I really think it did, because again, I think if the referee, what his name is, Stetsola, does his job there and sends off Leon, because let's say what it is, like, Oswaldo Leon should have been out of the stadium at full time, right? And if that's the case, then the brawl doesn't happen, and then we look back at it like, yeah, it's a tough loss, but we played well, and it's something to build on. But that's not what happened, because we go to Valor now, which was just, I'm just going to say it was a complete shit show, right from the kickoff. I don't know why Sergio Camargo just kicked it off right behind the goal.
Yeah.
And then we got a second chance, and he just did the same thing. So that was just...
Sergio airmailing his 2 attempts. Saloof had another opportunity at the start, which is probably our best opportunity. Walling, I don't know what to say about Nicholas Walling. He was better than usual, but still not good.
No, okay, what I'm going to say about Walling, like, at this point, I'm more in on Walling than I am on guys like Toby and Musi, because it's not Walling's fault. Like, he's not, like, obviously those guys are better than him, but, like, it's not Walling's fault, to say it frankly, that he's not very good, right? Like,
if he's not very good, why aren't we trying to find a replacement?
No, I agree. I 100% agree. I'm just talking about Walling in particular. Like, he should not be starting, obviously.
Oh, and why is Callum Montgomery our substitution to come as a number 9?
Oh, he was our best striker that game. Genuinely, he had a couple. He moved the ball well. He had good hold-up play. I have that in my notes here too, actually. And
why are we taking our best delivery man off? Well, debatably, the 2 best guys at delivering the ball into dangerous locations off in the 61st minute. Yeah, no, so if the York game was a step in the right direction for Tommy's lineups, I think the Valor game was like 2 steps back. Because again, Warshawski just right back in striker, fine, whatever. Fair enough. Like, I don't know if it's just fitness playing 2 games in 4 days, right? But again, like, Intigne's young enough, he should be able to handle it. But I guess he hasn't necessarily played a lot recently. You might not want to do that. But then just guys like Nicholas Walling just back in the starting lineup for seemingly no apparent reason. And then playing Peepgrass on the wing when he's been so successful as a CDM.
Well, that's the thing. It's not fitness, because you're starting Gutierrez 2 games in a row, right? You're starting Fraser Aird. He did get subbed off, but, you get the point. But then it's Montgomery off the bench, which, whatever. Lang Kobza is just not a good defensive pairing, I think. I said it scared me at the start. Unless we're playing a back 3 of Lang, Kobza, and Monty, and we're not running wingbacks. Yeah. I mean, even like Lang, Kobza, and Brad, I think would be fine. Yeah. Or Field. I was going to say Lang, Monty, and Field, probably. Like, I'm also at the point now where I kind of think we have to go to a 3 at the back. Because the Valor game, like, again, they never... Let me just bring the stats here. They did outpossess them, they did outshoot them, but, like, they just could not finish their chances. Because, again, they had chances in that game. We were up in shots, but not shots on target. Yeah. Well, we were up in shots by 1, to be fair. But... Yeah. And our 2 shots that we put into Lake Huron.
But
Yeah. Oh, and then we get beat on the set plays. Obviously, I think both goals were corners for Valor.
And that's the thing when you're not starting a guy like Callum Montgomery in your back line.
Yeah, you lose out on that.
Monty is the only voice I hear when I'm in the stands, and if he's not on the pitch, it's not a shock that we're losing on set pieces.
Oh well, I hear Marco after the ball's in the goal, which is great. That second corner, like I don't know why. Again, there's no one on the far post.
Yeah.
This is like a club philosophy. No, do not put a man on the far post because it's burned us how many times now, right?
You're not wrong.
Like it cost us the title 2 years ago, and it just keeps happening. It's coaches have left, and it's still the same thing. I don't understand why continuously every corner we don't have a man on the far post.
And I don't know if we can track this as an official stat or if we have someone in the listeners that knows. To me, it feels like we're the shortest team in the CPL.
There's got to be a way to find that.
Yeah, I'm way too busy to actually track that stat.
Yeah, well,
it's not a surprise when, okay, let's look at the starting roster against Valor. Walling, I think, is 6'1". Warshevsky's tall.
Oh, Shevsky's a big man, yeah. Let's bring up the...
He's no Marcus Haber, but...
Oh, he's not tall and tan, but... Well, he actually is, but...
Medium on Instagram. Max Peepgrass is under 6 feet. Sergio, I'm not going to talk about your height because I've been told to not. Gutierrez, short, aired. He's not going to be in the box regardless. He's going to be the one delivering it, but not tall. Levi, I think, is 6'2" officially.
Yeah, I'm just getting it up here. Levi is... He is 6'2".
Yeah, and Cobb's probably 6'2", 6'3".
Cobb's a 6'4". He's not 6'4".
He's 6 hands tall, and you can't beat that.
Yeah, well, we need Matas Jokubatis. He's 6'5". One of the U21 guys we signed.
Yeah, is he the center back?
Yeah, he's the center back.
Is he the 16-year-old center back that Tommy found in Central Alberta?
I think so.
I think so.
That sounds right.
But
just get him on as a set piece, late game set piece specialist.
I know Marcus Haber is probably really, really enjoying Thailand right now. Hey, if you want to get out of a war zone, Marcus, transfer window's open.
Yeah.
Saying.
I'm just looking at this. Toby's 6'2", Volling's 6'2", Moosey's 6 feet. But again, he's not going to be in the box.
No, he's going to be standing at the top of it for the ball that spills out.
Monty's 6'2", Lang is 6'2", Cobb's is 6'4", Brad is 6 feet.
But none of our midfielders have any height.
That's everyone over 6 feet on the team.
Yeah.
Because then we're also rocking Michael Bladisimo 5'6", Sergio Camargo 5'7", Kanija Elva 5'2". Yeah, it's... Yeah, I think you're right. I hadn't even thought about that before, but I think we're at just a height disadvantage in the... That could be part of it. Get them drinking their milk.
Could be, yeah. Or go get them in the offseason. They can go to Thailand and get that leg lengthening.
That
helps, right?
Get whatever they gave Messi at Barcelona. Get him on that. Yeah. So just back into the. I'm not ready to talk about the incident at the end of the game yet. We still have some more stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Here.
Gutierrez's goal was nice.
That was a good little moment in the game. It was good to see him on the score sheet after a difficult week last time out.
I think we had someone who was in the Officers Club last match who probably is the happiest person to see Gutierrez score.
Yeah, that was great. But again, it goes back. I honestly thought Saluf was our best forward that game. It goes back to the point of the guy. They don't give. It seems like they don't give a shit, and obviously they do. You don't see it when you're watching the game because again, Toby doesn't press. Apparently, he has a religious opposition to pressing. And again, he's just turning up at right back and everywhere else. We were joking at the ship yesterday. We should give Toby number 2 because then he'll actually play striker.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, the mistake was giving him the 9. Yeah, and then Camargo had a rough game. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Talking a little bit about the subs. Gerasimenkov was all right. Gote, again, cardio merchant for 30 minutes at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But got hacked down a lot, so I guess that's kind of your...
Oh, well, we'll talk about... I'll talk about Gote in a little bit next, but...
Jay Herdman, he was fine as the third part of that triple sub. Mm-hmm. Probably the best match we've actually seen out of Jay Herdman, which isn't saying much.
Yeah, but he was fine, which is... you'll take that at this point.
And then 7 minutes at number 9 for Callum Montgomery.
Yeah, that was. Remember when we played in 2023 when we had Chima up top? I think that was his last game for the club.
Can we not talk about Ndoka Chima? Like,
Well,
that's a trauma
yeah,
memory at this point.
it's 2 years ago, but
Yeah, you're saying I can't have unresolved trauma?
yeah,
about
well, that's true. It's a shade to that. It reminded me of that because I was literally joking when we subbed on Monty. I was like, ha ha ha, what if he's striker? Then like he was. So, but like genuinely, he was a better striker than Toby was.
Yeah, it reminds me of a certain tall Dutchman who, when we were down or level, we would send flying up to the front. So,
oh my god, yeah, like we were
Dan,
saying,
you're not
like,
playing. You're not on the team list. We love you.
yeah, get back here, buddy. And again, but like the subs, like they were again probably the right subs, but like Tommy, like, he refuses to make subs at halftime. Like he just doesn't do it.
Especially for a team, as we said, like, hey, we played 72 hours before this match.
Yeah. No, like
if there's any time, you should be making a halftime substitution to save a window.
Yeah.
You think you would have to be here?
Like not even to save a window, just like to try and salvage something from the game. Because we went into halftime, it was still 1-0 at that point, but like whatever the plan was, it clearly wasn't working. And like you get to a point where you have to do something. And Tommy, like obviously he has his game plan, and when it works out, it's great with the greatest show on grass. But when it doesn't work out, he is, I think, too slow to acknowledge it and too slow to change it. Because he can clearly identify the problems in the system because he makes the right subs, but he believes in the system a little bit too long, I think.
I don't disagree. That brings me actually right where my question is. Do you think we're maybe putting the wrong 6 on the bench then?
What do you mean?
Do you think we should have maybe not had...
like the wrong 6 guys. I don't know what I mean. I thought you meant like the DM.
Yeah. No, maybe bring in a guy, like, as we've seen, Owen Antoniuk's been around the squad.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a more attacking option on the bench.
Like, I think last weekend they were playing a game in Kamloops.
Right, they had that game against
the Nottingham Forest.
Is it Lyon? Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, so the U21 guys obviously wouldn't have been available in that game, which is why we ended up having Nevin Fuster on the bench as a backup goalie. Shout out Nevin Fuster.
Instead of
Joe.
It's Joe.
Yeah, Holiday.
Joe got to go take a holiday to the interior.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Oh, who has it better than him? Yeah, I wouldn't mind, because like I've heard Baldismo's been playing for the U21 team, and like so I don't know if he was fully fit on yesterday, I guess. But like if he's not, I think it's possible that the game just didn't go in a way that you want to bring him in.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't fully fit, I don't know why he's on the bench. Like you need guys on the bench who can come in and change the game. Like, I mean, but if Tommy's going to refuse to use him, because we did have guys who could change the game. We had I would have done Gareth Smenkov and Intigne at halftime. Yeah. Probably for Volling and maybe Camargo and Toby. Camargo had a rough game. I'm not going to be too harsh to him. He's a old man playing 2 games in 4 days. Like he was just clearly tired out there, I think. But
yeah, mental errors were kind of how I felt about Sergio.
Yeah. Like, I would have probably done Sergio for, because Silv can play 10, right?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't watched as much of his game as I probably should.
Yeah, I didn't even know he played for Vancouver, to be honest. But
I remember.
Like if he can, I wouldn't mind Saluf at 10, or again, you could drop Toby to the 10, put Intigne up top. Like I thought Intigne was fine as the striker against York, but yeah, I think it's time we talk about the incident at the end of the game.
You want to talk about that? Other than we could just talk about Whitecaps and their new edition that's coming.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that really. So like I found it actually infuriating the way that this is being now framed in the media and by the CPL fans. Like I honestly feel like I'm going crazy. I've probably watched the clip of the Intigne red card and ensuing brawl probably 25 times. The way I see it, the series of events in my eyes, is Intigne gets essentially body slammed to the ground by one of Val's defenders. And it's not called for the billionth time. He gets back up, chases the ball back. He does kick out, but again, like I don't I don't see any contact there, and if it was, like, he maybe clipped 2 millimeters of the back of his heel. In any case, that's not the point. And then after that, the referee comes over, like, as if it's the most obvious card ever. Two Valor players come over and start shoving Antigone, which is, I think, important to note, that Valor players instigate this fight, in my mind. And then fucking Himurass comes off Valor's bench. And whoever was on the play-by-play said he was playing peacekeeper, as if he wasn't actively worsening the situation. And, like, you can say whatever you want about the brawl in the York game. I think we probably were in the wrong, regardless of whether Brucey or whoever should have been sent off. I think we were pretty clearly in the wrong on that one. But in this case, it's just the reverse of it. It's Valor players reacting to what they perceive as a red card, like, regardless of whether or not it should have been. And they, kick out and lash out and start a brawl. And again, we're perceived by the media and by the fans as, oh, they're a bunch of bullies, they're a bunch of people who don't have any discipline. Even though the actual, in my mind, the action taken and the conduct of both teams was the same. In fact, Valor's conduct was worse. Because our players didn't go on our bench players didn't go on the pitch in the middle of the game. We waited till full time to do that, like civilized people. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant, but...
I don't think you're all that far off from being wrong.
But I just feel like I'm going crazy. So I'm just going to say one more thing. Like, even within some Cavalry fans, it feels like this narrative that's being played of, like, we're bullies it's a widespread narrative now, which I think is only because this happened in back-to-back games 4 days apart, right? I think if these incidents happen a month and a half apart, I think it's talked about a lot differently. And a lot more fairly, probably.
You're probably right, but I also think this is just kind of a symptom of the frustration that the fans and the players both are feeling. Like, we're both in an unfamiliar situation. Like, we've never been, in my mind, this low on this team as we have right now as a supporters group.
Well, that's a good talking point, actually. This could be the worst run of form, like, just
ever.
In terms of... Yeah, ever, yeah.
I think some people will point to the Island Games. The Island Games aren't real soccer.
Yeah, well, even if you do, like, that was fine. We had injuries and stuff, too.
And, you're playing in a college or a university stadium because the world is on fire.
Yeah, well, anyway, yeah. But I think you're right. I think it's frustration, but I've never been more reminded by how much other teams, other fan bases in this league hate us than the last couple games. Cause, like, obviously, we're a fans podcast. I'm always gonna try and defend my team if I can, but, like, I genuinely think that in the Valor game that they were entirely the instigators, and we're now in a world where Gauthier Antigone is been sent off for, like, what was that, worst yellow card tackle, and then getting attacked, and Oswaldo Leon gets to walk free. And I just think the craziest part of it is Elias Himurass again, because he got the bench yellow last time we played, right, a week and a half ago. Like, I think he should get a lengthy suspension because he clearly can't control himself. Like, he was fucking running onto the pitch in the middle of the game. Like, that's...
And who was it? They got a yellow on the bench as well.
Yeah.
Previous in the match, too.
Yeah. Like, where's the narrative about Valor's bench people not being able to control themselves? Right? And again, like, just, you can say whatever you want about the York thing, but in the Valor thing, like, I don't see how we're not the victims in this scenario. Because again, this all starts because Antigone gets essentially body slammed to the ground. And if the ref, calls that foul like he should, but apparently Antigone doesn't get fouled, he's the most foul. If the referee calls that foul like he should, nothing else happens. That's just the end of it. But no, because the referee, a new referee refereeing his first ever game, I hope I never see him in the center circle again, to be honest. Like, he just couldn't control that situation. And he brings out the red card on our man. And Valor, like, it's a bench player, so they don't even get punished for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is a valid crash out, Luke, by the way.
Well, this is, like, mild compared to what happened last night, but...
That's why we didn't record on game day.
Yeah, this is true. And, like, because, like sometimes, like, I'll, have a crash on game day, watch it back later, and I'll be like, yeah, I was in the wrong. But, like, I genuinely think... I feel like I'm losing my mind here, actually. I feel like no one else can see this, right? It's the media, One Soccer, they're in the anti-Alberta mafia.
And it's kind of funny, actually, because I actually felt they've been better about being more pro-Alberta this year. But
yeah. No, I don't know who was on the call.
Wasn't it Jenkins both games? And I think it was Hamilton doing
Okay.
the color.
Hamilton.
Or who's
Jordan Wilson?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think it was Jenkins. And Jenkins also took a cheap shot in there when Intigna got sent off, saying one of his teammates should push him down the tunnel.
Which is funny because he's the only one of their commentators that lives in Alberta.
Yeah, like, okay, buddy, one of your coworkers should push you off the mic, but
anyways,
that was, I think that was my crash out there.
Cavs games.
I guess we could preview the next Cavs game.
Yeah.
Holiday Monday, 4 p.m.
Pacific is the opponent.
In Pacific, yep. Maybe there'll be a crowd of 2,000 people there. I think I want to call this one a must-win.
Oh, 100%. After the two performances we just had, you need to probably win this one and the one on the night.
Yeah, and just results elsewhere. Like, that's the thing. The Valerie game is such... Because that was our game at hand.
Yep.
We're now all in 16 games, and we're away to... Oh, they're in 6th place now. I almost said worst team in the league. That title belongs to Vancouver, obviously. But
best worst place team in the league.
Well, Valor could be on a playoff push now. Like, they're away to a dog shit team, and they just put together a stinker of a performance, and that's three more drop points. They've dropped 6 points in 4 days. If they win both those games, they're 3 points back of Forge, right?
Yep.
But instead we're 9 points back of Forge.
And York is knocking on our heels, right?
Yeah. York are 1 point behind us on the same number of games played.
Well, York and Halifax.
Oh, God, you're right.
Well, but Halifax look like they're not going to win another game this season.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too, like, obviously I'm not worried about making the playoffs because we have a great playoff system where, we can be mediocre and still get in. But I'm very worried. To be honest, I'm actually not that worried because, we'll probably go on a run in our last 7 games. That's what tradition would tell us. But it better start soon.
Yeah, again, another 2-match week, though, this weekend. A little bit more breathing room. 5 days this time.
Oh, because it's a holiday Monday.
Yeah, holiday Monday, and then we're back at it at home on the 9th.
Yeah.
We'll probably do an episode before.
Yeah, we should do an episode between them.
But just keep that in your memory, folks.
Yeah, so we have Forge Valor on the 2nd, which is Saturday. I mean, if the Valor that showed up in the last 2 games against us show up against Forge, that could be good for us, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yep.
Ottawa, York. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I hope Ottawa win that game.
Yeah, if you're going to run away with the league, so that...
Well, just get us a bit of space in there. Yeah, and that's in Ottawa, so...
And let's go, Martin Nash.
Yeah, Marty Nash.
Let's go, Marty.
Cavalry legend.
Let's go, Vancouver.
Yeah, it's such a shame. Cantav left Vancouver like a month too early.
Yeah.
He could have had the Wicked Witch dead for him, but it doesn't all work out. Yeah, so that's the weekend coming up, and then Cavalry Pacific 4 p.m. holiday Monday. We'll talk to you after that.